Uh,
All right, let me see. It's recording. Okay. What's the subject to talk about? Oh, basketball. What's your thought? Should the NBA resume or nah?
See that this is one of those. There's no wrong answer, at least to me. I mean, if they decide not to do it, they only got a month because once NCAA football start back up, people gonna sit their asses down and go back to doing what they're doing. So, but a month is a long time for this type of shit because, George Floyd happened, and in less than a month we see New York started changing shit. This one started changing shit. So another month, who knows what can get done? You know.
And we got like the whole world's really supporting this Black Lives Movement, and some more deaths have happened since then.
Right.
You know?
I've been heard about that dude in the Wendy's that got popped down in ATL.
I seen the Wendy's one. Then there's the black teenager who was found hanging. They try to say it's a suicide, but looks kind of weird.
We know what happened.
You know, and there's past cases that everybody wants to reopen. This a case to me. I'm not saying no death is greater than another death, but it's a case that kind of hit home because it's kind of close. I mean, there's a lot of deaths in Georgia, but this case about Kendrick Johnson. He was found. I forgot which high school out here. Was it Glen Academy? One of them high schools. He was found, and the mat rolled up. That case was always funny to me because they took his own toenails, his nails, they took his organs, all that was gone when he tried to do an autopsy. And the rumor that be going around is he had beef with two Caucasian kids. One of their dads was an ex-FBI agent. And they have footage for everything besides when he was in the gym. They show him running, then boom, footage is gone. So that case is just weird. The family tried to sue. They lost the lawsuit and they got countersued. Imagine you getting news your son supposedly killed himself or somehow died by accident, supposedly, and his organs and stuff in this. Like, ain't that suspicious?
Right.
And you try to sue for justice and you lose. You got to pay those people millions. And this is, it's crazy. It's a lot of fucked up shit. If you really notice a lot of crimes that be happening against black people in Georgia.
Yeah.
You know?
Georgia's a trip like that. I didn't mind it down there. I mean, crazy thing is, it's nicer than up here. I mean,
he says, so now.
Just saying, like, people don't fuck with you. They'll let you know they don't fuck with you down there.
I mean, you do live in Chicago.
Right.
You know what they call
the nicest place in the world. You know what I'm saying?
You know what they call Chicago? Chirac. Matter of fact, since you've been in the Navy, do you want to shed light about the whole, how you feel about people calling Chicago Chirac? How do you feel about that?
I think it's dumb.
Because you never really, I have never heard you ever give any thoughts about the whole Chirac. They're trying to compare it to how bad Chicago is. It really that bad? If you're honest.
It used to be worse. That's the thing that get me. Like, now it's like Sesame Street compared to how it used to be. Now it's, some things are a bit more lenient and everything. It's just, I don't know. It's like people used to throw hands a bit more. Yeah, people used to pop guns off and shit too. But now it's like people be ready to pop guns off every 5 seconds. And I'm like, you can't compare that shit though. I mean, I don't know, man. I get where they were going with that shit, but at the same time, I'm like, man, come on, y'all. Come on,
Do
man.
you think it hurt Chicago by getting referred to that?
Yeah.
Because you know how street dudes be like, it gave him more credibility not to come out here and fuck with us.
Nah. Chicago's always been that way. You need to give it a fancy nickname. You know, same with DC. They don't have to name it DC something different. You know what it is when you go there. Same with certain parts of New York, you know, Cali. They don't have to give Compton a fancy name. People know, you know, if you know, giving it a fancy name. Like, it is what it is at the end of the day, you know?
Mm-hmm. And with the Black Lives Movement, some people say, well, this is the correct answer. This stuff has always been happening. It's just getting filmed. So do you think
Yeah.
with the whole Chirac then came about, it always been like a tough city? It's just that you have drill rappers coming out from there that's popularizing the violence.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, it's been that way regardless. We're gonna say, a fancy name in rap music, was happening back in the '60s when they was gunning up blocks. Like, nah, it's like it's always been that way a little bit of everywhere. Chicago's a tough city, but I mean, it's a tough city almost everywhere. It all just depends on how you carry yourself at the end of the day. If you're walking around stunned, acting stupid, someone's gonna whoop your ass. I mean, that's anywhere.
Good point. You mentioned the '60s. Wasn't I'm not too sure. Was it Al Capone from Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't people mention the Al Capones of Chicago when they talk about the violence of Chicago? It's always showing dreadheads and black people. But why is that? When you're showing the bad of Chicago, it's always the black people you show. But when you want to praise Chicago for the violence in movies, it's always more Caucasian, more cream.
Oh, well, we know why that is, man. We know why that is. And that's kind of sort of how it's always been, man. That's just how Hollywood work, man, when it comes to shit, man. But anyone who's in this city already know what it is, man. It's just how it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But now with, films going more independent now, Hollywood not having such a chokehold on what people see now, we're seeing that change slowly and slowly. People from here know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you can try to dress up Georgia a certain way, but people who've been down there know what it is,
Right. Okay. Have you ever seen the movie called Birth of a Nation about Nat Turner?
Yeah. Saw it a long time ago, yeah.
What's your thoughts on that movie?
I thought the movie was dope. I enjoyed that movie a bit too much, to be honest.
How do you feel about the actor? I can't remember his name. Is it Nate Parker? I'm not too sure his name, everybody. But Nate Parker. Maybe Nate Parker. I'm not too sure. But he's a solid actor. Been around a long time. First time ever you hear about a case he had, which was rape allegations, supposedly. Oh, rape allegations. He was dating a chick. Then they broke up, or whatever happened with it. Not too sure, but it was rape allegations. First time his career is ever brought up when he's bringing them when he's promoting a movie about Nat Turner. Why is that? You didn't hear about his rape allegations before when he was in the movie with Denzel, The Great Debaters.
Oh, they had to slow down the movie. I remember Unc was talking about that shit. Unc was mad as hell when that shit came out, man. But yeah, they had to slow down the train that movie was gonna be on. So,
and it got buried. Was in theaters not that long. They didn't want him to make the movie. When he did get made, they buried his credibility with any little thing. Hollywood's a dangerous place.
I still haven't seen the Jeffrey Epstein shit, but it's on my list of shit to watch, man.
I haven't seen it either. But I do say, if you on Cloud 9, don't watch good stuff. If I'm being real with you.
Oh.
If you on Cloud 9, don't watch good stuff.
If it doesn't intrigue me after 10 to 15 minutes, you know how I do, man. Like, I got other shit I could be watching. I got other shit I could be doing.
Trust me, I get what you're saying, but if you in the Cloud 9, you don't have patience for nothing.
Yeah, I don't, man.
Like I guarantee you, if you watch Dinner Thieves another time and you sober, you be like, okay. I mean, this is like a low budget Heat, but I can fuck with it. But you on Cloud 9, you like, come what the fuck, hurry the fuck up. And like, you just noticing
out the room, that's when I was like, man, look.
wait. You didn't even have to tell me the whole details of everything. I picked up, Dinner Thieves. When you say come out the room, I know what you're talking about. He came out the room, they were like, nigga, he was like, you one strike away for getting fucked in the ass. And he was like, niggas got gas pumps in there. I was like, bruh. And he even said, y'all on some gay shit, man. I know what movie. That's what you probably like. Why is it one of my favorite movies? You know what? I liked it because it reminds me of Heat, but it wasn't Heat. It doesn't have the star power like Heat. No, fuck no. But does it have like a story that's kind of tremendous in Heat in a way? Yes. Is it Heat? No. It's his own thing, which was dope because it's a twist.
I like the beginning. The beginning part was cool.
Did you watch the whole thing or you cut it off?
Nah, hell no. I cut that shit off, man.
Yeah,
I cut that shit off and I turned on War Horse. War Horse was dope. I liked it that.
I haven't seen that yet, but wait, War Horse?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the one you mentioned to me, or you talking about Jonah Hill?
No, the one I mentioned to you.
Okay, I need I think I know you. I have to rewatch that.
Yeah, that shit is dope.
Yeah,
it's long, but it's dope.
Yeah, you can't watch certain things, man. Like dinner things, you gotta watch sober. Like,
I mean, different stuff intrigue different people. That one just wasn't for me,
man. I'm telling you, you cannot be a clown now for certain days. I wish you would have told me you was gonna be a clown. Not would have told you pop Starship Troopers in. You'd be like, oh shit. I mean, it's Starship Troopers. Let me make it clear. Starship Troopers not like, a movie that you got put on your top 10. Is it a cult classic? Yes. Is it a movie that's fun? Starship Troopers is fun. You got to watch it with homies, man. And also, you got to think about it. It's a 90s type of film. 90s, right. Maybe early 2000s. So you got to be like, yo, this is the 90s. Just kill big-ass fucking alien bugs. Fuck that hot Denise Richards. That's it. It will be a Starship Troopers is straight. But The Dark Knight, I remember watching Dark Knight and I'm going cloud nine. I'm like, man, like this is one of my favorite films, but it feels like a Law and Order episode.
We was actually, we were talking about what was the best Batman movie to each person, what was the worst one to each person. And I've always stated that Batman Returns is my favorite one.
Batman Returns? I forgot
which one he said was his, but...
Are you talking about like all Batman movies, even the animated
ones? All of
ones?
them, yeah, all of them. Because I don't like a lot of Nolan ones. A lot of Nolan ones I really don't like.
You know what I mean? Nolan only made 3, so yeah, you only like 1.
There's only Dark Knight is the only one Nolan did that I actually like.
I mean, if you asking me my all-time favorite all Batman movies, it's hard to say because are we gonna count Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, or just only Part 1? Because I mean, it's 2 parts.
See, not counting the animated shit, not counting the animated stuff.
I'm talking about the animated stuff.
Okay, I'm talking about the live action stuff.
Oh, I know you're talking about, man, you were talking about the animated stuff. That I was like, okay, this Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2 is Under the Red Hood. But you talking about
the conversation is completely different if we bring in the animated stuff too.
If we talking about only live action and without being biased, if I'm being truthful, it's either The Dark Knight with the Joker, Heath Ledger. Don't know why people bitch because he was cast, because he was a phenomenal actor in my opinion. It kind of remind me of Johnny Depp. He could get in different roles. I don't know why people bitch because he was cast. I really don't understand that.
You know why they did it, because he played in Brokeback Mountain. That's why a lot of people initially were like, no.
And yeah, but like, and they kept saying he was in 10 Things. 10 Things, like, bro, he's a dope actor. Look at his resume. Like, he could have been something more serious after, but, shit happens. But Dark Knight, and while being biased, Batman v Superman. I love the portrayal of Ben Affleck as Batman. I mean, people could say what they want about it, but I just love the style. It felt like a slow burn thriller. I felt what Ben Affleck was coming from. You got this alien coming. It's supposed to be the Jesus. Everybody just bow down to him. He has this much power, and you get visions that what if he turns evil? Who can stop him? He turns evil. And it's up to you. It's really up to you. Like, what if he becomes a threat? He takes you out. The war is fucking doomed. And and this Ben Affleck been Batman for almost 15 years. So he's seen good people turn evil. Could be Two-Face. Could be maybe Penguin. He experienced all kinds of shit with his Batman. He lost a Robin to a Joker. So he's not going to risk an alien. And this is the Batman that took on Deadshot. That took on Killer Croc. And many other villains. You could just imagine who he faced. So why risk it on an alien?
I mean, it's typical Batman, but me, the movie I like the least is Batman Forever. I hate the hell out that movie. I'll never be able to sit through that whole damn thing.
Why Batman Forever? You know what? You know what we need to do, Prince? You know, Wednesday we might be watching a good movie, but you know what? One of these days we gotta watch Batman Forever and understand why you dislike that.
I'm not going through it. I try, man. I fall asleep like 20 minutes into the shit. It's so corny. I can't fuck with it.
So you didn't like Nicole Kidman in that?
Hell no. I let the bat signal off so you can come see me.
Why you don't like Nicole Kidman, her creamy self?
I can't fuck with that shit, man. It was too stupid, man.
So
it was too dumb.
I'm trying to understand, how do you prefer Batman and Robin?
Because Mr. Freeze is in it, man. Mr. Freeze was my guy as a kid, man.
I mean, if we talk about animated movies, then yes, Batman, Mr. Freeze animated movie is one of the best Batman movies. Along with
I didn't mind Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, man, because it's like all he had to do was look cool and shoot his freeze gun. That's me as a little kid watching it. Just shoot the little freeze gun, man. And the shit was dope.
We ain't talking about
Poison Ivy. I don't care for Poison Ivy, so you can fuck her up as much as you want to. I don't care.
We ain't talking about as a little kid.
Bane,
as a little kid, I know Batman Robin was dope, but I watched that as older. I was like,
that shit's trash. Yeah.
But I mean, as an adult watching Batman Robin, it's just think about Mr. Freeze, cool party. I mean, is he a relatable character? Yes, he's trying to save his wife dying. I totally understand that. Poison Ivy with the shit with the plants, I ain't get it. The whole gay romance between Bruce and Dick was weird. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just weird. That line, he said, "Dick, I need you." I'm like, bruh, come on, man. And the whole, it was like this weird romance they had. It's like, did Dick want Rob? I mean, did Robin want Poison Ivy or he wanted Batgirl? I couldn't fucking tell.
Yeah, for me, my favorite film of all time is Batman Returns. Batman Returns, hands down, is my favorite.
Oh, see, that's what you said. Dark Knight Returns. So I thought you were talking about the animated. You meant Batman. I know. Batman. You know why? You biased with it. You know why? Catwoman's in that bitch. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, and they fired every character that they put in that film. Just fired on all cylinders. Every single one. Whether it was the Penguin, they did him. They did him cool. They did Catwoman on point. Bruce, they got right. Everything made sense and was done so well in every aspect of that film.
You know why people, now I won't say dislike it, but don't watch Batman or Batman Returns that much? Because it kind of had some horror elements in it. It was creepy. It was a Tim Burton film. Like, the first one, you could tell it was a Tim Burton film, but it was like, here's a scoop of Tim Burton. The second one was like, here's a cup of Tim Burton. I am intrigued. How will Tim Burton do with a Batman right now in this current, like with the movie tools they have you can use now? How will Tim Burton do? And they gave him full control. He can go how he want with it.
I liked everything he did with it. The way they made the world of Gotham actually look scary, because it resembled more of the comic feel. And he stayed true to the villains, and that's one thing I did not like about Nolan. I want to do realism, but it's like, if you're going to do realism, why would you pick Ra's al Ghul, who's my favorite villain, and, we can't put the Lazarus Pit in there? Then don't do him. You could have chose Deathstroke. You could have chose Victor Zsasz. You could have chose Black Mask. There's so many realistic villains you could have picked, but you went with Ra's al Ghul. And then in the third one, Bane don't have no venom. You could have put Venom in there. That don't mean he got to get swole up. But you could have had him use the shit and start beating the shit out of Batman. They didn't do that, though. So
that's a fair point you're bringing up.
Yeah.
People don't know this about Nolan. Like, they praise it. Nolan films, to me, was straight, good, whatever you want to call it.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. And he did get a lot of credit for reestablishing comic book movies to be serious. But the thing about Batman, the best shit about Batman is that all the gadgets, all the cool shit he does that Nolan ain't put in the movies. People don't realize that. And you know Batman comics, there's a lot of shit he ain't put in Batman mythology in his films. That's why when they start doing Ben Affleck, you saw some of the mythology, you ain't get all of it. And we all know how this one with Robert Pattinson's gonna do. I mean, you have a great director. Robert Pattinson has become a better actor since Twilight. You know, even though he don't want to work out, hopefully somehow it's a good movie. I'm looking forward to it. You got Zoe Kravitz, my baby, as Catwoman.
We'll
I'm
see
so
how it
happy.
turns out, but
I hope Zoe is
fans,
good as Catwoman. I mean, we should
fans
do
are gonna
better.
shit on it regardless of their cast, and that's the thing. Like,
I mean,
that, it happens every time.
But you know what's so crazy? She auditioned to be Catwoman's sidekick in The Dark Knight, the one with the Bane movie. She auditioned to be Catwoman's sidekick. They said we're not looking for Urban.
That's another reason why I did not like Dark Knight Rises.
We're not looking for Urban.
Catwoman and
they told her we're not looking for an urban chick, but they catch a Caucasian chick as Catwoman's sidekick. I'm like, wow, they're not looking for Urban.
That was not Catwoman. And look, that was Catwoman in name
I like
only.
Anne Hathaway. She was straight. I mean, but if we
was whack.
We got to get Catwoman though. She the one who really killed Bane.
That's not Catwoman.
She killed
That's
Bane.
not Catwoman, man.
I was watching the trailer.
That was more.
I was watching the trailer the other day.
I need to turn into a chair and say, look, if you want to do Batgirl, just do Batgirl, because that was not Catwoman in that damn movie. That was not Catwoman.
It was fun, yo. Remember the trailer? Remember the trailer or the line when Robin? He was like, "What? You running from Bane?" She was like, "You should be afraid of him. You should be afraid of him as I am." And she killed Bane. That was Catwoman, but was it? There's different layers of Catwoman. If we honest, there's different layers. No. There's the Halle Berry layer. There's the Michelle Pfeiffer. There's different layers you read the comics. You know, but Catwoman always been sassy.
That's what that shit was. They took Batgirl and put her in there and just named her Catwoman.
But also, you gotta think about it. Chris Nolan don't read the comics. He hate comic book movies. It's a public knowledge.
It shows. It shows.
I mean,
it's public knowledge that Catwoman is supposed to be seductive and a temptress, and they took all those elements away from her, man.
She wasn't seductive to you.
That's her character. That's her stick, and they took that away.
I got one for you. Let's say
Halle Berry was better Catwoman than Anne Hathaway.
I like Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. To me, who was the best on live action? I have to really think about
Michelle Pfeiffer. Without question.
Some people will say after Michelle Pfeiffer is on Old Girl from Gotham. They say after Michelle Pfeiffer is the chick from Gotham.
There's something wrong with these fools, man.
But okay. You seen Batman versus Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if you did not know who Gal Gadot character was, and you saw her in the scenes with Ben Affleck when they all dressed up, who would you think she was if you just seen her scenes like that?
Talia, maybe.
Some people say that if you look at those scenes, she could be Catwoman. Because when he was like, no, look at the scene about, you got HBO Max?
Hell no.
It's a scene where he pulls up behind her, she in a dress. He said, 9 to 5, 10 men will legit to get away with that dress or some shit. You gotta look at the scene so you can see what I'm talking about. You might not know it, the scene off rip, because I mean you've been through a lot. But if I could find a scene, I'll send it to you and look at
I was probably asleep.
It's a small scene though.
It did to me. I was mad as hell watching that damn shit.
Batman vs Superman?
Hell yeah. I know you liked the film. I personally didn't like it, though.
I got ripped bad. It's just, I know if you watch the Ultimate, the Ultimate Edition is long, but you watch the Ultimate Edition, everything makes sense because they cut a lot of that film out.
It was too damn long, and
Lex Luthor Jr. played them motherfuckers from the start.
I didn't need all that shit.
There's so many quotes you could say from that movie. Devils don't come from hell beneath us. They come from the sky. You finna go to war? That son of a bitch brought the war to us.
And y'all can have fun with Batman versus Superman, dog. It's just one of those films that, you know, the people who rock with it. You know, the people who don't like it don't like it. You know, for me, Yeah, Batman Returns is number 1. The Dark Knight I will put at number 2. The 1991 Batman will be number 3.
1991 or 1991?
Yeah. Jack Nicholson.
Oh, is that 1991 or that's 89?
Or 89, yeah. I always feel like 1991, but yeah, the 1989 one with Jack Nicholson will be number 3. And then number 4, probably Dark Knight Rises. You know, it's completely nonsensical as fuck. Still got to put it there, though.
My number 3 will be, let me see, what would my number 3 be? Maybe Batman. I don't know. I just know those are my top 2.
Batman is very good, though. It's very good.
I mean, not saying they're not bad, but it's like
it's just, I don't go back to that one a lot. That's the thing. It's like the ones I go back to the most are Batman Returns and The Dark Knight. Those are the 2 I go back to more than the others.
Yeah, and I like to give a fair rating. I haven't watched it in a minute, so I don't want to give a list right now. Now I change it. So I'm like, I just know those are my top 2 I gave you earlier.
Jack was on point with that shit, man. Like, he nailed the Joker, man. Like, it's real underrated. Probably because of the year it came out in. And
also,
most people haven't seen it.
About Jokers now. What's your favorite? Do you read the Joker comics often or now?
Not often, but I used to a lot.
Was there any comic of Joker that you loved? Because there's different Jokers in every comic. You know, Endgame, Bizarre, Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say Killing Joke immediately because I liked what they did with Killer Croc up in there. Killer Croc, the way they had him beating the shit out of Batman, I thought that shit was dope, man. But I know there's been better ones than the Killing Joke. I just didn't like the way it ended, where he tells Batman.
Death in the Family.
I don't know. I didn't like the ending of Killing Joke, but everything building up to it was dope, though.
There's Death in the Family. There's a lot of different Jokers.
Death in the Family was dope.
It's a lot. Cause I got that. I got that as a comic book. Death in the Family.
Yeah, I never actually owned it, but yeah, I did read Death in the Family. Death in the Family was good. Killing Joke probably I put it number 2, and no, maybe number 3. Because Killing Joke was good, but I think people overrate the fuck out of it. I just like it because of the Killer Croc shit they did. Every time Killer Croc gets some shine, I'm always happy because he's one of my favorites.
He's one of your favorites, on.
Yeah, I always fucked with Killer Croc, man. Even though he's a ripoff of the Lizard, Killer Croc was actually kind of dope though.
You say most comics are ripoffs. Ain't Deadpool ripoff of Deathstroke or Deathstroke ripoff of Deadpool 1 and 2?
Yeah, it's one or the other, but that's why I don't like Nolan. You could have put Deathstroke in Batman Begins. Deathstroke has no powers. Everything about him is realistic. You could have put him as the villain of that shit.
But you know, Deathstroke would have been watered down. Because what is Deathstroke nickname? The Terminator. Deathstroke the Terminator.
Man, they could have put Deathstroke.
I mean, we did get dope Deathstroke in the Teen Titans TV show. That portrayal was good.
Put the Court of Owls up in there. The Court of Owls would have been dope as fuck to put up in there. Like, Nolan had all these realistic villains he could have used, but he takes the ones with powers and waters them down.
Well, let's be real. Let's be honest. Nolan Batman action was boring. The action scenes were boring.
You didn't like them? I thought the action scenes was cool. Okay. Except in the first one. And Batman Begins, it was whack.
Batman trained all these kind of kung fu moves, all these moves, and he's just doing regular combat like he ain't never trained all these master. All these
he got all that body armor on though, man.
I'm gonna give you an example. Who had the better action scenes? Zack Snyder Batman or Nolan's Batman?
Obviously, it's gonna be Snyder. Snyder, he's a better director when it comes to that.
Way better, like.
Like, I don't know. Snyder just has a better vision when it comes to putting together action scenes.
If you had,
I think that's why 300 worked so well for him Because there was story there, but it was so action driven that's why it worked out so well for him. Whereas we go to Batman versus Superman, they tried to tell this long story, and we had a few action sequences, and we were just like, Man of Steel was dope though. I'll give him credit for Man of Steel. That shit was
that might be my favorite superhero movie of all time. You always hear me talk about it.
But that shit was dope.
Did you hear the recent report about that supposedly Warner Brothers or DC, whoever said they don't see how can Superman work for this time period. And that's a big thing on Twitter right now. People saying if Captain America could work, Superman could work too.
That's a fail for them to say that dumb shit.
So rumorly. If that is so, to me it's dumb. Superman can work. All Superman needs is a right director.
Yeah, and it's like saying Spider-Man can't work in this
for real,
current movie, man. Like, okay, he's a goody two-shoes character, but so is Spider-Man. You know, people
Superman could work.
It's got the fan base. I mean,
yes.
Or maybe they're looking at how Krypton, the show, failed so bad, and maybe that's what they're basing it off of.
Krypton was straight. Wasn't all that. It tried to be too much Game of Thrones. Then when they did try to do all that good Superman shit, people wasn't watching. I just don't understand why certain networks want to get into the superhero business. No one knows.
I think that what they did for me, the reason I didn't fuck with Krypton is because how soon they came out with it after Gotham. I'm like, look, man, can we let Gotham breathe for a little bit, y'all? Give it a year or two and then put Krypton out, man? Like, damn. Gonna rip off Batman.
How's that ripping off Batman?
Because it was the origin story of Batman. That's what Gotham was. And this was the origin story of Kal-El and all this other shit in the planet.
And more so his grandfather.
It was a similar concept, you know what I'm saying?
And also Gotham wasn't really supposed to be about Batman. It was supposed to be more about Jim Gordon, but it was like, let's add all these characters, let's put Bruce Wayne in it more, because Bruce Wayne was not supposed to be in that much.
It was a smart move that they did that. I liked, man, there's so much to go through when it comes to stuff. You know, what a man has to go through when he loses 8 years of everything. I still got to get through Breaking Bad. So I'm going to finish that shit. So I got to go through that.
Breaking Bad, that's a good show.
I think I got through the first season. And then there's Blacklist. I need to go through that. It seemed all right.
That's a good show, too. Blacklist is definitely an awesome show. It's a lot of seasons, so it's like,
yeah, that's where it gets daunting, where it's like 30 episodes. You're like, fuck. And I need to go through Lost. I still haven't finished Lost.
Even though you know the ending.
I heard the ending was trash, but I still want to go through it because I remember it was such a thing.
I never saw Lost. It's just, man, if I could have anybody powers, it'd be the Flash. I could just go through TV shows, boom. Okay, Carbon Lost. I never saw Lost.
I liked Flash. My nephew got me to start looking at Flash, and I thought it was dope the way they were doing a lot of stuff with it. I refused to watch Arrow because I don't fuck with the Green Arrow like that.
Why?
I just don't fuck with the Green Arrow, man. Aquaman's corny. That's why I don't like him.
Wait. So you ain't seen the new Aquaman movie?
The movie was good. I thought the movie was good. But he's still a cornball, so I don't fuck with Aquaman. They trying to give him the Captain America treatment, where all of a sudden he was manhood. Like, no, Captain America, you used to have an umbrella. You still a bitch to be Captain America.
Wait, have you seen Captain America Civil War yet? Not Civil War. No, wait, not Civil War. Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier was dope. Captain America's still a bitch, though, man.
Come on now. You know what? I might get it now. I see a pattern here. Captain America, you don't like. Superman, you don't like. And who's a third person that's similar to those two guys? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Buckethead. But Buckethead brought it on himself, man.
Who I'm talking about?
Talking about Buckethead.
What's his other name? You know what I'm talking about. Superman, Captain America. You know who's the third person. But hey, we gotta give credit to him though. He did match that offer for Black Lives Matter.
Good on him. Good for him.
What about what he did for Shad? That donation
That
for
was his
Shad.
homie though. That was his homie though. So
Hey,
it is what it is.
people call each other homies half the time and want to do that for each other.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
there's a lot. There's a there's a lot of crabs in the bucket.
True.
You know.
I don't know, man. Now the actual person, I don't know the actual person, so I can't say shit about the actual person. But the character that I saw, fuck that character. That's how I feel.
That's why I was like, hold up. All these characters he just like, or the similar character to that person.
You know why I don't like Superman? I'm a Batman fan, so by default, I don't fuck with him.
You're a Batman fan, that's why you don't. Okay, did you even like the Superman animated show? That was a real good show for a cartoon.
Certain episodes, like the Brainiac episodes, was dope.
See, you just like Superman can't work. Make Superman versus Brainiac.
That's the thing. Like with Superman, the threat has to be there. It's like that with every hero. Whenever Superman fights anybody, whether it's Metallo or some shit, you know he's gonna whoop the guy's ass. But when Brainiac pull up, you like, hold up. Brainiac about to beat his ass a little bit.
For real. Know? It's easy. Make a Superman movie. So
it have just the depends on the villain.
Use Brainiac. Easy. Use Brainiac. Oh, what's the supporting cast? You know how many heroes there are in the DC universe? You can have fucking the simplest hero, like what's his name? He got flames. It's like, this a dope thing you could do with Superman. Like Red Tornado. He's not that. You know who Red Tornado is, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
Fuck.
But yeah, I mean, you point taken though, man. When it comes to it, Superman ain't work. You just gotta pick the right villain to go with him.
Red Tornado's an android, right? He's like
they want that villain, man. They want that Thanos villain, and I think that's what they're doing. I think they're comparing the success Marvel had with Thanos and Killmonger, and they're like, do we have any villains like that in DC?
Yeah, Brainiac easily. And also, the thing with villains, you can have the D or F villain, but you can make him something serious in the movie. It could work. Like Iron Man wasn't one to people. Most people, Iron Man wasn't like that top level hero, but they made him into that. You can make
Iron Man growing up was like, because I remember the top tier was always Wolverine,
Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
Batman. I don't know about Superman.
if we being real for public view with Superman,
Wonder Woman was top tier, and I think that was about it at that time. And then the second tier.
Hey, wait! Fantastic Four was top tier.
Hell no.
Fantastic Four?
No. That goofball theme music they had. Hell no.
You don't remember the X-Men versus the Fantastic Four scenario? Everybody always talking about
with Johnny Storm, but the rest of the motherfuckers don't want really fuck with like that.
I just sent you Red Tornado. Like you could use that as a supporting cast. Brainiac, okay, Red Tornado's an android or a robot that the government made just in case something happens with Superman. They need to control Superman. It's like it's different things you could do, man. Metallo.
Oh, yeah, I've seen these people before. Yeah.
It's like you can use the simplest heroes. Superman, man, you can make a dope Superman movie if you want to like be serious. If you want to go the comedy route with Superman, you can. What's his name? Peter Dinklage. You can get him be that one guy, that one Superman villain. Some weird shit.
Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do, pick the right villain and the right director. It's just that simple, man.
Who you think's a good director for it?
I'd go with Snyder. Snyder didn't fuck up Man of Steel. Let him keep going.
If it wasn't Snyder, who would you say?
For a Superman film?
I have a few ideas for people.
Sierra and O'Donnell. I'd go with him.
Who?
But I don't think he's ever done a full-length film, though. He's done a lot of TV shows, but I go with him.
Can you name one so I can think about who you talking
Altered Carbon.
Oh, he must have did that Altered Carbon episode that you love so much.
He did them first two, and I was like, man.
Then it sucked, huh?
That shit. Well, look. No first
that's all I keep hearing from you. I remember the voice messages. It's so good. I'm like, bro, who you fucking Sasha?
It was dope, bro. First
bro, the way you said it, it's so good. It's so good. I never heard that much pleasure for your voice ever.
You gotta see it.
You never even said nothing like that about Black Panther, which you praise a lot, but I never heard it's so good. He was like, I watched it like 7 times. I don't want to ruin it. I just don't want to ruin it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna answer your question from last night though, because you kept asking and everything, but I was high, you was high, and I was like, oh, it's late, man.
And some shit happened with me.
Oh yeah, I read about that. But yeah, so basically, it was a scheme from Hogan to get the belt back and to get reinstated, man.
That's what made it great.
Yeah, because remember Goldberg whooped his ass for the belt. He couldn't beat Goldberg, right? So he was like, man, I need to get control back. The NWO needs the belt back. We need to get it back on Hollywood. So in typical Hollywood fashion, he started scheming and doing this shit. Remember, he fake retired. I'm done, y'all. I've turned over a new leaf. I'm a good man.
Fake retired, they came back, faced Kevin, but it was a scheme the whole time.
And remember, he was. I'm gonna do it for the people. And JJ Dillon was like, "You guys believe in him? Yeah, we believe." It was all a scheme the whole time. And then basically, what they did was Goldberg used his rematch clause at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he gets arrested. He shows up and gets his ass whooped. So he lost the match. So they don't have to go on a rematch now. So it was all a scheme to keep Goldberg, so Hollywood would have to fight him again.
So that's what made it dope for you?
Yeah, because it was typical Hollywood. Like Hollywood Hogan had done that for forever. It's typical within his character to do some shit like that. And everyone legit fell for it. Like people thought he really was a good guy again. I mean,
So basically you saying that it was great how people fell for a scheme more so of the angle.
See, that's the thing when people bring it up. They're talking about 2 months down the line, 2 months down.
You just talking about just for that moment people fell for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like within the moment, it made sense. Just like within 1997, bikini matches made sense. But if we look back at it
different,
now,
though. That's different.
But within the time frame,
I'm gonna give you a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Someone would say Charlotte going to NXT was progressive story. How did it progressive story when you interrupted Bianca? I'm gonna give you an example. Bianca and Rhea feud and put Bianca on Raw. I mean, even though she's close to her husband, that's awesome. But on TV, she's on main event all the time. But they would say it progressed the story because it gave Io a chance with Charlotte, and Charlotte dropped the title to Io, and Charlotte lost to Bayley, which gave Bayley a huge rub and more credit losing to Charlotte. It gave Bayley a rub, and Bayley beating someone actually credible. That's not Lacey Evans.
You know what all these are, Ashton? Reach. Let me reach for it.
But that's why I'm trying to put how you put it to me. How you said that it was dope because the scheme of it, not at.
No, that was validly what Hogan was doing though, man. It was legit a scheme because he couldn't beat Goldberg.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The scheme of it, but like the angle, it's like.
2 months later, yeah. 2 months later, yeah. And
the
plus
impact of it, the impact sucks, but the scheme, how people fell for it was great. That's what you're saying. And I'm trying to tell you how some people would say
it was dope. I remember me, Rel, and we sat down because they kept telling me I was full of shit about the finger poker dude. So we sat down. We said we're gonna throw up that Raw that happened that night against that Nitro. We looked at both of them, and guess which was the better show between the two?
What was the better show?
Nitro.
You know what? Me and you would do that one day. Then
we legit did it, and we were like, look, the end point of Raw was better. The end point was better.
We have to do
The
that.
overall show, Nitro was better.
We have to do that. Then one day, that's on our list. We have to review both shows to see what was better. I watched old WCW all the time
and re-recorded that. It took us 3 weeks to do it because we had to get our schedules lined up, and we did it. And I never put that vid out because I felt it was unnecessary. I was like, man, people don't care. People gonna believe what they want to believe.
Nah, put it up. Put it up. I want to see it.
I'm
not biased. That's the thing. You gotta understand. I'm not biased with nothing. I'm just sharing on the recent NXT takeover.
But here's the thing, and this is what I bring up about it. When most people criticize the finger poke of doom, and you ask them what was the overall story, they can't tell you it was a scheme from Hogan. They don't know that. All they know is, oh, the documentary said. It's like that's not what was going on, though. That's not. I
think people mostly know. They just don't bring it up.
They don't bring it up at all.
But why bring it up though? I mean, did the fucking finger poke of doom advance anybody legitly? Not really.
It did.
Who?
It pushed forward the was it
who really did that push though? That's like Charlotte going NXT. It hurt Rhea. It hurt Bianca. I mean, it helped EO.
Shotgun though, man. It got a different example because Charlotte was legit shotgunned in there. There was no long-term build there. Scott Hall and Goldberg still had to score the saddle because of the stun gun incident. So they went with that. And
if you say I can't use it because you're a shotgun there, what? Okay, no long term. Okay, let me give you a long term build one then. What was long term recently? What was something long term that recently happened? Damn, what was long term that recently happened that we could remember?
Becky was long term.
That wasn't long term. That wasn't long. That's different because people ain't expect the fans to get hot like that now.
Yeah, it was long term, but Kofi was long term, even though it was fun.
Let's talk. No, that's real different too, because people ain't expect him to get. Those are like accident pushes that happen. They just like shit.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah, because the Hogan thing, it was set up versus
what was like planned. Okay. What newer wrestlers did WCW establish around that time period? Because you have Imperial and Sting fuck him up. You had the cruiserweights that want to become.
It wasn't about establishing anyone new. It was about pushing forward the NWO story, which is what they did. The NWO had control of the company again because they had the world title.
No, but I'm talking about after when he got the title. After he got the title.
It was typical NWO shit, though. It was the same shit they did a year ago.
But that's why it was failing.
If people say Finger Poke of Doom was a fail, I would agree. But if people say it made no sense, I'm like, yes, it did. It made 100% sense.
When people say it failed, they talking about long term, not.
Yeah, they're talking long term. Yeah, I'm talking like.
So for me, when I say it sucked, because long term it didn't help nobody.
Yeah. If we say long term it sucked, yeah. But within that moment, it was dope because they fooled everybody, and it was within the story.
I also gotta say, they fooled everybody, but bruh, people who wanted to see a wrestling match was disappointed. Like.
People were mad, bro. I remember being
what's a good example? What's something that you were so hyped for? Then you know what? NWA, they advertised Melina versus what's her name? Her Lucha Underground name was what? Cobra Moon. They advertised that match. I can't remember. Yeah. They advertised that match for NWA for like 3 or 2 weeks now. So when it finally happened, they didn't do shit besides argue in the ring, and Melina got counted out. So. I felt cheated because they advertised it like it was going to be blows, but all was Melina arguing with her, saying, lay down for me. She didn't want to lay down. Melina get counted out, and the other chick that doesn't talk came in to spear somebody. That's it. So, like, people who were looking for something, actually, it was like, come on, man. That's the closest comparison I could give it.
It was typical Hogan, though, to do some stupid shit like that, though. It was all a scheme by the NWO to get the belt back on Hogan.
But isn't
and
that
get Goldberg out the title picture because he used his rematch clause?
How do you feel about him being so pussy to do that?
Who?
Hogan.
Man, look,
okay. It was kind of some pussy shit to do.
Yeah, it wasn't pussy shit, but it was typical Hogan. He'd been doing that for years, though. People hiding behind the NWO, sending all the goons out. I'm gonna run and hide. He's been doing that forever.
Yeah, but a lot of people just
like him going NWO was a pussy move to begin with, where he put the leg drop on Randy Savage and joined him after they had already got the
it made sense at the time. Like, people are just booing me. I can't go over as a babyface no more. I'm a turn heel. I love that moment. They said, whose side is he on? He's just like,
when people say that the fans booed, they didn't like, I'm like, they did the same thing at Bash at the Beach. That don't mean it didn't make no sense why he did it. It's just
that makes sense. That established one of the greatest groups ever.
Right. That's the thing. People look at the aftermath of shit.
But the finger poke of doom, it didn't establish nothing, in my opinion. It didn't establish.
It furthered the story. That's all it did. Now, where the story went after that.
Prince, here's my issue with further the story. We could say everything furthered the story, but was it a positive or negative? We could say
it was good though. We got the stun.
Wait. I'm gonna give you an example. Someone can debate you about Sasha losing. Oh, it furthered the story. What story did Sasha losing further with the Charlotte with the Iron Woman match? What did it further?
Right.
What WrestleMania, the triple threat? What did it further? Charlotte winning that match when it should have been Becky or Sasha. What did it further? People could just say it furthered the story, but like, did it make positive further or negative further?
I mean, if someone could come with a realistic, like, look, it furthered the story in this actual way. Now, whether it was positive or negative, yeah, that's a factor too. But to say finger poke of doom made zero sense, that is very incorrect. It was.
I would never say it made 0 sense. I would say it sucked.
Yeah, you could say long term it sucked, but at the moment that shit was dope as fuck.
I can't even say it was dope.
The shit was dope as fuck, man.
I can't say it was like, yo, this shit was so fire.
He had me fooled, man. I thought he was on the good side again. He was acting like he wanted to smoke, man. He was really acting like he.
I got a serious question for you now. You ready for this one? Let's say Sasha and Bayley clash with each other at WrestleMania. They tag team champions all the way to the Royal Rumble, lose. Then they post a clash at WrestleMania. They have the match. They main event at WrestleMania. Also, Bayley just lay down, and Sasha just step 12 feet over.
I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna be happy as hell.
Would you be happy that?
Well, I ain't waiting 30 minutes of my time. I'm good.
How would you feel about that for real?
I'd be happy as hell.
How would you feel that you pay tickets to see that? The main reason you went to WrestleMania, you spent $4 front row seat with Sasha versus Bayley. And they just do something.
Yeah, at the same time, if the entrance is dope, and if there's an
the entrance just her pulling up.
If there's an apology,
what if she
pulls private apology, I ain't gonna be mad.
What if she pulls up and Bugatti is just rapping? Yeah, this is Banks, y'all. This is the Banks, y'all. Yo, what if Sasha actually gets Drake on the remix? Oh, Sasha Banks, she's the MVP.
I think, I mean, it was a Nitro, man. Like, if this was like Starrcade and they did a finger poke of doom, I would understand. But it was a Nitro.
Let's be honest, man. Wrestling back in the day, those main events were important, especially back in the day, because it was all about ratings. They was important as a pay-per-view buys.
I mean, it was typical Hogan. It was either someone getting jumped and beat the fuck up in the ring, or him doing some scheme at the end.
I just came up with a dope scenario for you. You're gonna love this, not in a good way. Cena burying the Nexus and progress the story.
I mean, it ended the story. It concluded the story.
It progressed the story.
It concluded the story. Yeah,
Cena was their slave.
I mean, it did, but did it go in a good direction? No.
You know what people don't know about the Nexus thing, that Team WWE was always going to win. It's just how they won. What Edge and Jericho talked about. They was like, oh, the Nexus couldn't win. No, they was always going to, WWE was always going to win. It's just how Cena did it. Coming back from DDT on the concrete, they ain't like that. So people don't realize, oh, Nexus was never going to win the match. It's just how Cena winning the ending fucked up the Nexus credibility.
Right.
People don't know that though. They just assume, oh.
Now, the Baron insurance, here's the thing. In real time, that shit was corny. We can admit that.
Yeah, I'm a big, you know me, I'm a huge Cena fan. I'm not biased. That was corny. He even said it was corny after the match. Did Jericho say, yeah, Cena came to us after the match like, yeah, y'all was right.
But here's the thing. There's certain shit that when it's done in real time, it's corny. And it'll always be corny. But then there's certain shit where it's dope and it just doesn't age well.
Ronda, I thought you were about to say something. No, I thought you were about to say there's something that's dope, but people will say it sucked. Like Ronda versus Nikki Bella was fucking awesome.
Yeah. At the time, most people couldn't see it.
I seen it. I just was why y'all sharing on it?
Because they were still so hot from, what happened before it.
And you know what's so funny?
Go back and look at it again, you're like, oh, that shit was pretty dope.
And you know what's so funny? Everybody, please, Ronda, come back. And now y'all want her back after y'all told her go away. And you got people making fun of her. She can't have kids right now.
Hey, I made that joke. I made that in jest, though. That shit was funny, though.
Poor
I said,
Ronda.
you finally beat her at something else, Becky.
Y'all better leave Ronda alone.
Nah, we didn't go too hard on her.
You should see some of the stuff people are saying on Twitter about not having kids, man.
Nah, but that's the thing. When you directly go at somebody with that shit, that's where it gets fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me see. Let me ask you one more question before I try to get some Chinese food before the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view starts at 7 o'clock, right?
I think so. Shit, I might order some food too.
Because I gotta walk to get the food. So let me ask you one more question.
You can send my DoorDash minion to go get it.
and you could draft 5 female wrestlers from any company. Who would you draft?
Sasha, and Sasha.
You know what? Make this harder. No Sasha. Sasha is your cheat code. No Sasha. No Sasha.
If I can pick 5, I can't pick Sasha.
Nope.
That's some bullshit.
You know why you can't pick Sasha? Because both of y'all own the wrestling business. Y'all own y'all promotion. So she's not wrestling. She's retired. She's behind the scenes.
If I can only pick 5, give me Rhea, Kylie Ray, Jordan Grace, Bianca Belair, and Britt Baker.
What's your deal with Britt Baker or something?
She's got a character. She's a full package. Most people don't have that. She's a full package. She just needs some polish.
So you really think she's a full package?
She needs some polish in some areas, but she's got things that other people don't have.
I say this about her. Character-wise, she's great now. She's good. Now, let me take away great. Character-wise, she's good. In ring, it's very questionable. She's not the Miz level yet.
Look at who she's working with, though.
There's some talents in AEW, and that's not Nyla Rose. Oh, Chris Styles injured. Chris Styles injured, but still, you could say Sasha. Look who she's working with, but she's still great. That's a very good point. Bianca coming out match for everybody that wasn't me was her versus Shayna. It wasn't like Bianca or Asuka. It was Shayna who's limited in the ring that WWE lets. So I mean,
shit, damn, I forgot about Asuka. How the fuck I forgot about Asuka? Oh, it's all right. I made my picks already, but it's cool.
So I mean, you should have what?
I should have put Asuka in that 5 picks. How the fuck did I not?
Who are you taking now? Jody Grace?
Nah. Britt Baker can go. Britt Baker can go.
That's why Curtis drafted Britt Baker for Asuka or Io.
See, I don't see all the hype with Io. Io's good, but
Wait. Do I gotta say you EO matches too now?
No, it's not the matches. It's not the matches.
Character?
I know she can do the matches. I need to see more than just matches with EO.
Hold on one second. What did CA just say? Something while we watching this shit. Is Backflash on right now?
It is about 5:30. Pre-show might be on.
Let me see something. Is Backslash on right now?
Probably the pre-show.
What's the pre-show match?
I don't know. There's only one match I even care about on this whole
There's
show.
a Morrison are harmonizing? What the fuck? Shit, I'm about to get some Chinese, Prince. Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna call you back. I'm probably gonna cut. Matter of fact, how you watch your wrestling? You can watch it on your laptop. Or you got TV watching on.
Look at it on the network on through my PlayStation.
I don't know. How you want to do it? Do you want me to call you before the women's match, and we talk through here while the match is happening at the same time, or we talk after the show? But I know I'm gonna do a call. I know I'm gonna do a voice call and Messenger.
Just hit me on Messenger, because if I'm doing something, I'm doing something.
I'm gonna hit everybody on Messenger. I'm about to
just let me know, hey, Sasha's on. And I'm like, all right, cool.
But shit. How do I stop the recording? Just press stop recording?
Yeah.